For me, whatever I've done it based on a very, very simple rule in life, and I live by it, which is you're the master of your fate and the maker of your destiny. And no matter what, whoever says anything, you make yourself. And I've lived by that since the time I've known. My name is Akhil Koka, and I'm a sales manager at Nasaba. I worked for some of the biggest companies, and I quit. It's not because I didn't like the job anymore, but just because I got bored, because I got really good at what I did. What's really cool about Nasaba is if you achieve a certain target, yeah, it's good, you get a pat on the back, but you can be even better. And sales is not easy. It's one of the hardest jobs possible, but we have fun with it. And that's why it's very motivating. It's one of the coolest things of the job, that you always have to keep delivering more and more and more, and you keep getting more and more and more back. It's very difficult for a salesperson when they are in a rut. By that I mean you've gone about 3 or 4 weeks without selling. No matter what you're doing, you're not getting a deal, you're probably not generating a callback. So it can become very, very difficult. It can play psychologically in your mind. And it's happened with all of us at some point in time or another. But it's all about you, how you can get yourself out of that hole and bring yourself back to a level that you were before, or maybe even better. So Nasaba, we are a business information unit, and we host, promote our own strategic B2B events around the world. And predominantly our markets are the growth markets like Middle East, India, Africa, China. So at Nasaba, I'm a sales manager. I drive most of the summits that happen from the Middle Eastern office or from our Dubai office. And so I've been in the company for about 3.5 years, and I take care of business units like healthcare, IT, food and beverage, alternative energy. And my task is to bring in the revenue into the company alongside my team. So as a salesperson, we keep the engine running. And so depending on what the initiative is about, or the industry specific sector, we sell sponsorship packages. So we are called vendor sales team. That's what Nasaba Dubai does exclusively. So Nasaba India, we do delegate sales, complimentary and others, but here it's all about vendor sales. So we bring in the big bucks, if you were to say so. And my role is I have a team of about 9 people so far, still growing my team, working in different industry verticals or business units. And it's all about ensuring to get them sell, and I sell too, so events happen. So working at Nasaba, it gives you the opportunity to travel, to meet with your clients, network, and of course get further business. So yes, I've traveled to several different countries with Nasaba over the course of the last 3.5 years. Saudi, which is a very difficult country to get in, I've been there, to Algeria, Iraq, Oman. So I've traveled the entire region. Now in addition to it, what Nasaba helps you do is, as a salesperson, not just make a lot of money, but also give you that passion to do a lot of different things. For me, traveling was one of them. So which helped me travel other parts of the world as well on holiday, which I didn't think I could afford, but now I can, and I keep traveling all the time. So I'm from Bangalore, India. So it's in the southern part of India, born and raised for about 23 years of my life. I'm an engineer by first degree, but of course I did my schooling, my college, everything was from Bangalore. And so once I did that, I studied at JSS University, where I did my bachelor's in engineering, in industrial engineering and management. Post which I went on to work for Wipro, so we did a bit of project management along with our team, so designing layouts. I did a lot of jobs, I did a lot of different things while I was there. My first job was at the age of 17 when I got into a call center. Now back then, you're going back about 10 years, it was the big ITES boom in India and in Bangalore, especially for the Silicon Valley. And post which I went on to work for Dell International Services as a tech support. I also did a lot of freelance emceeing, so for gigs for Pepsi, for Coke. So I was the MC for all of them. I was a freelance trainer. So I did a lot of odd jobs during my time when I was studying, just to make that extra buck. And post which I went away to the UK, where I studied at Harper Adams University. It's a quaint little in the middle of Shropshire, which is a rural part of the UK, about an hour from Birmingham and Manchester. So there I did my MBA, and once again I graduated with honors. And once again I did odd jobs, working in a cafe, trying to earn a living, doing a lot of different things. Then I went down to London, worked at Homebase, where I was just stacking shelves after my post-graduation. And there was really nothing happening in the UK because of the recession. That's it. It was the end of it. Expats couldn't get any work. So I came to a more opportune country, which is the UAE. And I've been working with NASA for about 3.5 years now. It's been my first job in the UAE, and I've been here since. So in a nutshell, that's about me. Yes and no. The reason being, the educational background I have had has helped me with my job. But is it required? It's not. Being an engineer and having an MBA, I could be doing any other job in the world that I could desire. But I do what I do is because I know I'm extremely successful at it based on my background. So one of our chairman pointed out that because I'm an engineer, I'm very process oriented, and I apply that to the job. In NASA as well, sales is a process. It's a strict process that we follow. If you follow that, you will sell no matter what. And that's exactly what I try and teach all my sales team as well, is to stick to the process A to Z, do it over and over and over again in order to be successful.